This is the Spurs POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Antonio Spurs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Everything's starting to come together slowly but surely, but the next piece comes back in the right direction for the San Antonio Spurs tonight, and they take care of business in the right direction with a victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. Welcome into the Spurs POSTCAST right here on Locked On Spurs. Thank you, as always, for making us your first stop after every game, every day, every team. All of us in the Locked On Podcast Network, we appreciate all the love and support that you've given us. You are the ones that drive this program, and as a result, we get to share moments throughout the season like we have all season long. He, of course, is NBA champion Devin Brown. My name is Casey Viera, the big star of the show. Not Devin, he's always a star, but the big star of the show in San Antonio tonight, my friend. De'Aaron Fox back and looking pretty good.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, my friend. Devin, you got me?
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Okay. He looked good. He looked good. The final stat line reads of 24 points, 3 assists, 9 of 14 from the field, and 30 minutes of work. The Spurs winners tonight, 126-119. Fox, one of 8 Spurs in double figures. Wemby with 18 and 8, 3 blocks, 8 of 19 from the field, 5 turnovers, 2 of 9 from 3. Castle, 14 points, 14 assists, a couple turnovers. Barnes 15, Vassell 16, Johnson 12, Champagny 14, and Jeremy Sohan with 10. A lot to dance around with all those numbers there, but we'll start with the big number 4, your overall takeaways tonight in Fox's return.
Well, let me tell you this. You know you're a superstar when you can come back, be out as long as he was with the injury that he had, get 20-plus points, and you look at it and you go, you know what, there's more to come with him. And there is more to come with him, a lot. De'Aaron's a great player. De'Aaron showed you why the Spurs fans are so excited about having him. Just a tremendous debut for him. And, you get some ice on that leg and get ready for the next one. But, out of the gates, great start for him.
Yeah, and this was a game largely the Spurs controlled. They led by 6 after 1. They led by 19 in the first half. In the second quarter, Nola cuts it down to 8 before the break. They got it down to 7 after 3. In the fourth quarter, it really got tight as well. The big bucket, however, after New Orleans cuts it to 3, is with a minute left. Fox, of course, a guy who has been well established as one of the premier clutch players in the league. He was the first clutch player of the league. There we go. When they started recognizing a couple of years ago, he was number 1. And something that they have been missing is for years now is big time playmaking at the wing spot, at the guard spot, to do things that a winning guard is supposed to do. He hits a big time floater in the ensuing possession. Spurs get the stop with less than 30 seconds to go, hits the free throws, puts the game away. But that moment right there is why you go out and why you get him. And one of the more encouraging things, if not the most encouraging thing tonight for San Antonio.
Hey, Casey, one more time. Say that important part again. He hit a what in the lane to close it out?
Floater in the lane.
A floater in the lane.
Yes.
The Spurs needed that the other night in LA. That's what De'Aaron Fox brings you. He's a fourth quarter player. He sat there and watched his team struggle, okay, those games before, and that's the knowledge. That's something that De'Aaron brings to the team, brings, in his game, or, what the youngsters say now, in his bag. Oh, look, DB said in his bag, and made a great move, got in the lane, floater to close them out. That's the experience. That's what De'Aaron brings to this basketball team. And you said it once again, that's exactly what they need. I know, the Spurs, we see it all the time. They tend to fall in love with the jump shot, but De'Aaron, very smart player, heady ball player, was able to get in the lane, close it out with a floater.
So Spurs go to 7-2 now, 5-0 at home against a Pelicans team. Mind you, played hard tonight. Trey Murphy had 41, but no Zion, no Jordan Poole, obviously no DeJounte Murray. Of course, a name.
Hey, Casey, let me say something about that.
Yeah.
That Pelicans team is scrappy. Scrappy.
Well, I mean, it took an overtime a couple of weeks ago, so tonight shouldn't be a surprise that it.
No, not at all. And the Spurs kept giving them, that 1-2 combo, looking to knock them out, and they just withheld everything. Shout out to Trey Murphy, did a great job. But go ahead, Casey.
No, you're good. Let's break down the Fox side a little bit more.
Okay.
Because the floater in the lane was kind of the highlight that put it away. But in my mind, there was one shot in particular that was kind of the turning point of the night.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
No, it was not the not go ahead, but basically dagger floater. It came after a scoreless first quarter, and you could tell Fox was trying to find his way back into the first quarter. Got subbed about 5 minutes. I'll have to double check, but midway through, interestingly enough, him and Victor came out at the same time, which is probably a different conversation in itself about what Mitch Johnson's rotations, might look like going forward. But he went scoreless in the first quarter. The 9:39 mark, Fox hits a three. His first shot, his first bucket of the season, gets it to go. Had missed his previous three field goals, I should say. And you could tell from that things just kind of loosened up a little bit because he rattled off 15 points in that second quarter. Looked a lot smoother in the flow of things. And, is it sometimes one of those deals where for something like that, like a guy coming back, all you have to, especially one that's got so much hype and anticipation, all you just need in that situation is just see it go through once, and then you're just kind of like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, all you need to do is see it go in the basket once. Normally, if you've missed a couple shots like he did, you want to get to the line. All you got to do is see that ball go in, make it feel good from the free throw line. Then you get it going. Now, something that was very important about that first shot that you talked about when we dive deeper into the game with DB is this. Wemby had the ball on the post, and when he kicked it out, De'Aaron was that first guy of the rotation. Remember, we talked about this. Hey, that first guy is very important in the Spurs offense. Hey, he stepped right into it, rhythm, boom, knocked it down. And then after that, he got cooking. He took you in the post. He was scoring in transition. And that's what he's going to be able to do. And he can do that. It seems like he can turn that switch on and on. But he got it going. Yeah, that second quarter, he got it going. He's 15 points. I mean, and it was coming from everywhere, But what it took to answer your question, it took seeing that first one to go in, and then he was on fire after that.
One of the big pieces of advice that I've taken in the short time that we've known this in terms of establishing how one's jump shot is looking is to see how the ball, what it looks like when they miss. And his first three that he took in the corner, I'm not sure if you saw it. It was short. It was flat. I was there for the first half.
Yeah,
had a look angle. It was a left corner three, and it was short and it was flat. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope that was just an isolated incident because I'm a little worried now. But
all right, so what it is, the great Mario Ellie was one of the assistant coaches when I was first here.
Yeah,
and my first year, I'm taking threes, and I was known as a scorer, right? And you're trying to develop this NBA three and things like that, and he said, young fella, come here. He said, not only are you missing it, but, man, you're starting the other team on an outlet. And they're going down there dunking the ball. So he said, if you're going to miss it, make it a good miss. So that goes to the point of what you're saying. And, that first one led, Pelicans got down there and ran in transition. So I know exactly what you're talking about with those misses. But I'll tell you what, like I did, he picked it up as well.
Yep, he did. And it led to a Spurs victory tonight, 126-119 over the Pelicans, 7-2 now on the season, 5-0 here in the Alamo City. Got more dialogue about how they can tidy things up because, again, expectedly, it was an imperfect science. And Wemby, still a lot of cautionary things, but above all else, you take the win. A lot of things still to figure out. And we got an update on Dylan Harper by way of Mitch Johnson. talked about it a little bit earlier before things got started. All that coming up in just a little bit right here on the Spurs Postcast on Locked On Spurs. But before we do that, we're going to talk about some of our friends. All right. So Victor, an imperfect science, the offense, an imperfect science. How do they fix it? Because there were things that looked okay tonight. There were things that have room to grow a little bit. Victor had 5 turnovers, and for better or worse, not particularly a situation that you want to be in. What did you like? I know some things that you were passionate about. You had a stance on beforehand, didn't work out. Talk to me. What did not, I guess, play into your favor today from what you saw?
So here's where we're going to go with that topic. And like I said, I'm not here to beat up Victor. I'm, not here to, be that old school guy that gets on these younger players, anything like that. But, it's the careless turnovers. It's me thinking, as a fan, as a former player of this great organization, going, where are we going with some of this, right? Because some of the stuff that I'm seeing from him is it's careless basketball, right? And it's like at the same time, he's this 7'4" guy that still has a grow into his body. I know he's played a lot of basketball up until this point, and he's going to do some wonderful things out there. But some of the stuff that I'm seeing is kind of concerning to me. I believe we talked about before, it was 9 3 attempts tonight. It's like, that's a lot. That's a lot, right? And I know he's not showing it, but I'm sure it's getting to him with the physicality. Now, if you love basketball like I do and you watch the pregame show there, he's got whoever that was that he was working out with before, wrestling with them. Yeah, that tells you he's working on it, right? So it may be, another month, or it may be 2 months, a year before he really gets it or gets used to this. And he mentioned it in his press conference, about how he's having to deal with this new kind of, it's not just a double team. And Casey, we've talked about this a lot. They are laying wood on him. Okay, they're coming over there and laying wood on him. So it is something that he's got to get used to.
I think when they, I don't want to say they have something figured out, defenses, but onto something maybe is a better way to phrase it, because it seems like the idea of having the 1 through 5 kind of matchup, not zone, but just kind of being able to rotate 1 through 5, and always, if you're putting 4 of those 5 guys out there who are just like 6'4" to 6'7", and they're just physical dudes who can get right in your business like that. I know not every single team has that, but it seems like that's the concerted effort, at least, to stir up some trouble with him and get him off his game. And it's what?
Casey, are you talking about what the Pelicans did tonight?
I was going
to. Did you? Now, they were playing a matchup zone.
Yeah.
But also, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. It's Sadiq Bey who they start. Yeah.
Well, but I'm talking about, how about sitting out the first half? Okay, if you're a Pelicans player, coming in there in the second half, late in the second half, and your job, Micah Peavy is who you're talking about, from Duncanville, the great Duncanville High School.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to them. I still coach a little bit Peavy, so I got to still recruit these players. So Micah Peavy comes in, hadn't played, comes in there bodying Wemby up. How about that?
Yeah.
Bodying him up for about 4 or 5 possessions and did a good job of that. That speaks to what it is that you're concerned about. Because Mike is about 6'4", 6'5". And you could see him bodying Wemby up. Everywhere Wemby went, he went, and he's putting an elbow right in his back. I love that you brought that up, because I had that ready.
That like I said, this is what working with you for 2 weeks has done. I'm already, you've already passed that knowledge down. I know everything. I'm good. I'm an encyclopedia. That said, I don't. It feels like, and I'm gonna word this, I guess, a little funny, if you will. The element, I guess maybe the shock factor, because I don't want to say fear, but the shock factor that Victor has kind of worn off. It feels like people still obviously respect that he's a top 5 player in the game, but they know that they can go at this guy. And there's ways to go at him and do that. You saw Derek Queen. Derek Queen's a rookie. Derek Queen's been in the league for 8 games. He took 13 shots tonight, and he wasn't afraid to go right into Victor's chest. A testament to the rookie, because he was like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Vic. I'll go right at you. It didn't particularly work. 8 out of those 13 tries, the ball didn't go out of the basket, but 5 did. Point that I'm getting at, though, is that it seems like that element, that shock factor that Victor has had, kind of worn off a little bit, at least in the immediacy.
Okay.
And I think it'll come back. But it feels like that level of aggressiveness that teams have had, it's like, okay, maybe he's not this big bad dude after all. We're not afraid of him anymore. And let's just go right at him and make him work.
Okay, let me help you with that. So here's the deal. So we all know, we know Victor's game, right? Where he's gonna hurt you, right? I'm throwing a scouting report out here as if, you know, I'm the Pelicans or any other basketball team. We know at 7'4", his length is gonna bother us, right? If he splits, right, takes the high dribble and splits 2 people, and now it's just him in the rim, he's very good there. De'Aaron Fox or Castle or anybody, when they run the pick and roll and they lob it up to him, he's really good there. How about this, Casey? How about we not let him touch the paint? That's what's happening. So what they're doing is they're bodying him up, keeping him outside. Why? Because he will just sit out there and shoot threes. And right now, this is where Victor's got to grow as a player. That 2 of 9, I'll take 5 of 9, 4 of 9. Right? So now if he's out there stroking the 3, okay, and being able to attack you with the muscle, you know, that he's going to put on, backing you down, now we're talking about something different. But right now, I think to your point, they're not letting him get to the paint. All right. And when he does, he's phenomenal. But guess what? What they'll do is they'll take that in the first and second quarter, third and fourth quarter, they want him outside.
Is that a sustainable type of game plan in the long term in your mind until Victor inevitably adapts for a lot of these teams?
Well, we as a scouter, whoever's scouting these guys, that's what you have to do, because you do realize that with his length, who's going to block his shot? You know, when he's attacking the rim, you know, we saw the dunk down the lane. I mean, and we saw the lob. No one's getting to that, right? No one's getting to that. So right now, yes, because what I can do is I have 3 or 4, like they have, instead, they went with Peavy, but they had a DeAndre Jordan over there.
Yeah.
He can come in and wrestle with him for a little bit. You know, so teams have these guys that can come out there 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, just go out there and wrestle with him, get 3 or 4 fouls, but earn those fouls. Yeah, you can do that. But like I said, once he gets to the point where, okay, so it's the post up when they're digging into him with that arm bar, and you see that right leg go up. He still has the left leg down, but that right leg going up. When he gets that strength to back them down with that lower body where they're not moving him, and he's getting to the spot that he wants to be at, that's what you're talking about, is when you're going to see him go to a whole nother level.
It'll be interesting to see, because this is the first time that we have seen something consistently type of play into a weakness of his. And I'm looking forward to see how that changes, how that adapts. We've got a little ways to figure that out. Real quick, one quick note we wanted to get out there as listed. on the rundown there. Dylan Harper, Mitch Johnson gave an update on him today. Not particularly great. Not doing any physical activity. I mean, that's kind of understandable. He tweaked his calf about not even a week ago, but just for the sake of getting that piece of news out there before we wrap up, that's the update on Dylan Harper. All right, putting a bow on things tonight. I got a pretty good feeling as to who you're going to pick as our player of the game.
This is the
absolutely. We're going to go with Stephon Castle. Another, high assists, 13, 14 assists. Had a great night. Great night. And the thing that I love about what he did tonight is because Fox came back, he didn't shy away from his game. He played his game. Congratulations to him.
Yeah. And another thing, only 2 turnovers as well for Stephon Castle following a performance where he had 5. So that's a pretty good bounce back that you like to see. Collectively, all the way around, Spurs liking, for the most part, everything that they're seeing tonight as their guys walk away with a 126-119 victory at the Frostbank Center. 5-0 in their gym, 7-2 on the season. Now on the road Monday night, they're in Chicago against a Bulls team that has played pretty well in their own right. That's another chance for them to get back on the right side of things, or stay, I guess, on the right side of things. You got 20 seconds, my friend. Not even. You got 15 seconds. Summarize the night.
Say again?
I said, well, now you have 5 seconds. I was going to say, one final bullet point night thought on that.
Just De'Aaron Fox. Glad to have him back. I want him to be out there the rest of the year. Yes.
That's what I like to hear. All right. As always, thank you for hanging out with us on the Spurs Postcast here on Locked on Spurs. You guys, as always, drive the program. You make these things fun, and we appreciate you hanging out. We love doing it. Be sure to come back Monday to hang out with us again. 2 thumbs up. Devin's there every single night, and then the squad show on Tuesday to break it all down. What's another Spurs victory, or we hope, come Monday night. It's a victory tonight here on this Saturday night, 126-119. They take care of the Pelicans, 7-2 now on the season. So that said, for NBA champion Devin Brown, my name's Casey Viera. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, especially a good one. Spurs walk away winners.